update in our series of 7 or 8 minute little trainings on what this means for your business. So we're going to get started right away. Let me shrink this down here so it doesn't bother too many people. Okay, here's our fundraising slideshow PowerPoint. Feel free to let me know if you would like a hard copy of this to send to different people or sponsors. We're going to go over a little bit of the background of what's behind here. First thing we want to notice on the cover screen is that it says, dominate your marketplace through the nonprofit community. Our new fundraising capabilities, which have really never existed before, actually change the way fundraising is defined. I wouldn't look at fundraising the way you normally look at it. I would kind of change it to pay-per-performance marketing, because what this does is it changes the way things have been done in the past with advertising and marketing. Instead of paying in advance for things that you just hope will work, you now can distribute these fundraising cards to schools, to churches, to nonprofits, to kids, everywhere, and drive them to your business, and there is no expense until they're already in your center or your location spending money at full price. So this is what the breakthrough does, and we'll kind of talk about that as we go through it. The first thing we want to look at or realize as you look at these different checklists for your business and how you can benefit is the fact that we have the only program today that is the only fundraising program with complete accountability and transparency. And that's extremely important in these financial times, accountability and transparency. It makes the difference between day and night. It's what the nonprofits have been looking for decades and never have had it been able to be delivered, and now you can deliver it for them. And let me just briefly tell you what that means. Accountability and transparency with our program allows each nonprofit to get their own username and password to track their visits to the center or location in real time. Now this is amazing because they can now watch their members walking into a bowling center. They can see when they go to the desk. They can see when they're ordering open play, how much money they're spending, maybe even from the snack bar, anything in the center. They can actually see that happening before the customer or the student or the church attendee even puts their shoes on and hits the lane. And then they get a complete reporting on this to let them know how much that customer has spent, how much has been allocated to their account, and how much is then coming to their nonprofit organization. This has never happened before. And it opens up a lot of things that we'll kind of go over here in in the next several minutes. How do you start this thing? How do you get it going? Easy. First of all, if you're already a customer with Bowling Rewards, just let us know, or simply become one. You activate your nonprofit account by just logging into your back office and simply calling the fundraiser a name, putting an address down here, indicating the starting number of your cards and the ending number of your cards, and this could be 50, 100, 5,000, 100,000, whatever it may be. You save your cards in batches, and then you just simply allocate those group of card numbers to this certain fundraiser and indicate what you want to have done, and it's all set up. Now you can also run unlimited numbers of fundraisers with our program. So if you had 50 schools, 100 churches, 5,000 different little leagues, it doesn't matter. It's all automated. The card looks the same. It's all tracked by the number on the back. The desk personnel does not need to be trained or remember who's doing what. It's all automatic onto the card. So then once you have these cards and you open up your fundraiser, you then are set to distribute them to the nonprofit organizations as they either come into your center or you go ahead and get out there to them. And this is the great part about the program, because nonprofits will love to hear what you have. You simply distribute these cards to schools and churches anywhere you want. When the customer comes in, the sales are processed by the clerks just like any regular rewards or credit card transactions right through the terminal. You can use any Omni Verifone series, Internet Explorer, and in a few weeks here, an iPhone can even run the whole program as you just travel around your community. Everything then is swiped through the program. We provide all the tracking, all the whole program. A designated percentage of their spending is then electronically allocated to that selected nonprofit. When the transaction goes through, even on the receipt, it'll tell them, okay, here's what you're doing. We got a 10% donation rate. You just earned $1 for Johnson Middle School. It even tells them, how much they spent, what they bought, and everything. So it's all in the receipt as well as the report. And what this opens up here, excuse me, we just skipped a slide, is the ability for nonprofits now to promote your bowling center to your location. Why? Because they have full assurance of the reporting and accountability that they didn't have before. And so now people of influence such as pastors, teachers, okay, church leaders, administrators, whoever it is, they can now say, hey, please go patronize Playdraum Bowl or the bowling center or whatever, because they donate 10% back to our church every month. And we don't need coupons. We don't need box tops. You don't need to remember what to say. And I get to see every time you go in there and what you spend, so we know exactly what's going on, and we're getting the right amount. So I can say with complete confidence that if you can go bowling, that a percentage of your transactions will take place, and you get unbelievable promotion that you were never able to get before. Now, in addition to this, the whole program is cemented with automated thank you notes on behalf of the center, our location, which really enhances all the benefits quite a bit. So every time a person visits a local bowling center and then raises money for their church or for their school or for their nonprofit, then an automatic email is generated the next morning, lets them know that they earned a reward themselves, and it lets them know their church or school or whatever was supported. It even ranks them. If you notice this here, see, it tells how much the total donations to date. It even ranks their school as how many times, what rank are they as far as visiting the different bowling centers, or, where are all these nonprofits ranked. So you get to see all that, and then there's promotions that they can run, which we'll discuss in a little bit later. So the automated thank you note reminds the customer of what they spent, reminds them that they're supporting the community and their heartfelt need at the same time. The reporting and funding for the merchant is excellent. They can access all the reports in real time, online, anytime they want. We can also send them to them via email, anything like that. And what will happen is that they get to see not only the total amount from like Johnson Middle School or St. Michael's Church, but they also get it broken down from Johnson Middle School by the student. So they can not only see that Johnson Middle School has purchased $765.45 of product from the bowling center, generating a $76.55 donation, but then it's broken down by the student. And this is quite a remarkable aspect, because here's what can happen with that. When we track the individual cardholders, what we can do then is run special promotions in the school. Let me move this over a little bit. For example, now the teachers, can run a program where they might match the top 10 students at the bowling center to a trip in Florida, or to a field trip that they're going to in Disney World, or whatever. Maybe even for books, scholarships, high school, colleges. I mean, the opportunities are unlimited. So what teachers can say is this: hey, Johnny, remember that the top 10 students, we do 100% matching. So every one of you who go bowling the most, we're going to match all that, because we can see how much you've gone in and how much you're spending and how much you've raised. And the top 10 students who bowl the most at Playdraum Bowl, we are going to match that with 100% matching for your school books, for your scholarship, for our trip. And so now you've got all the kids just clamoring to spend more money in your center so they can get into the top 10 or the top 5 or the top 20 or whatever. We also have a number of ways to bring in sponsorship dollars that will give prizes to the kids on top of the funding from the schools. So it's amazing. We'll talk to you about that a little bit. Bowling Rewards offers the only fundraising program with real-time transparency and accountability. The leaders can log in, see everything as we talked about before. The reporting is excellent for them. It's excellent for the nonprofit. It's outstanding for the merchant. Everything is broken down. It also opens up some special promotions in the school that are normally hallowed ground, impossible to get to. As you probably are aware, you cannot put signs and posters and promos of businesses inside of schools and churches. It just doesn't go there. Well, now it can. Why? Because they want to remind everybody, first of all, we may be having a contest. Second of all, this is how we pay for our school books. This is how we pay for our field trips. And because we now do have complete accountability and transparency, we can rest assured and promote this building, and we can promote this business, because we don't have to trust them with the amount. I get to see what we're getting, and I know that it's accurate. And see, this opens up a world of promotion and capabilities that were not available before. What else do we have here? Okay, because of the benefits, you can attract sponsors to underwrite the entire program for your bowling center. And then some. We have some clients that are getting $10,000, $15,000 for a $2,000 or $3,000 order. Why? Because the goodwill is so phenomenal. What brand like Pepsi doesn't want to be associated with saving the environment because of the one-card technology and elimination of coupons and all the paper waste with other programs? They also want to be involved in supporting the community and seeing their brand sponsored by Pepsi. And they also want to be associated with valuing customers. And they didn't even know a program like this exists. So you charge $2,000, $3,000 per logo. Several times over, you end up pulling in $10,000, $15,000 to underwrite the cost, and this comes every year. So nothing like getting paid now to bring people to your business rather than having to pay a newspaper and just have a bunch of paper waste, untrackable ROI, paying in advance, not even knowing if it works. None of that has to exist anymore because of the powerful new definition of fundraising, which is pay per performance. People pay you, and then the only expense is after they come into your business and are paying full price. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's amazing benefits because of this breakthrough. We'd love to talk to them more about you. Feel free to call me at 562-201-2580, and we can discuss customized solutions for your business. Thank you again, and you have a great day.